Hey everybody, Melon here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I decided to make a quick little video about my settings, my sensitivities, and all that stuff. I had a couple people ask me a little while ago, and it just took me forever to get around to making one. So here it is. Here's the settings video. So let's hop into the game, and I'll kind of go over all my settings and reasons why I use this and that, and I'll kind of give you a rundown of how it works. But yeah, let's get into it. A lot of my settings are kind of weird. So I know a lot of people tend to play Aimblox primarily like an ADS, non-ADS focus. They prefer to hip fire a lot of things. I'm kind of the opposite. I actually prefer to ADS in a lot of scenarios. There are some exceptions, of course, but you know how that is. But yeah, so pretty much what I do is I run, so my sensitivity, my regular hipfire sensitivity is approximately 27.6 centimeters per 360, and my ADS speed is 23 on the dot. So I run a lower ADS speed because I want the faster flicks, if that makes sense. I can show you kind of what that looks like right now. So you'll see here how my hipfire is just kind of like this. Now my ADS is a lot faster. Now the reason I have it like this is because, again, if I'm fighting someone here and I go to dash, I want to be able to flick around and shoot them from behind as quickly as possible. But if your ADS sense is set too low, it can be very difficult for you to do so. So that's pretty much why I run it. Also for target switching, if you're trying to shoot someone up here, you can flick over here, you can flick back and forth. That's pretty much why I run it higher. Admittedly, it is very difficult because higher sensitivities are much harder to control, obviously, so you kind of have to see what fits your playstyle. Again, I know most people just prefer to hip fire because hip fire is very, very, very accurate in this game on most guns. But yeah, now in regards to snipers, I do run a very fast ADS speed on snipers as well. Again, same reason. I want to be able to flick around quickly. That's literally why. That's all it is. So that's pretty much why. Now, in regards to the physical settings, we'll go through all these together. So I have my roblox sensitivity in the actual settings here set as 0.052. I don't know why I set it like this, I'll be completely honest with you. I should have probably just left this. Oh, I remember why. Since I played such a high sensitivity, and I run at a really high DPI because I run 1600 DPI, my sensitivity was so high that the Aimblox thing actually couldn't take it, so I had to drop the Roblox one super low and then go up on the Aimblox one because it uses two different sensitivity scales at the same time. Don't know why it does that, but it's okay. So you can leave this at whatever you want. If you run a normal sensitivity, you probably won't have to worry about this. Again, just because I run high sense and high DPI, it kind of confuses things a little bit, and the game doesn't know what to do with it. But yeah, so I have my sensitivity, again, my just hip fire set to 1.10. My ADS for everything but snipers is 1.32, so again, drops it down to 23 centimeters. And the sensitivity for the sniper, I have 1.10. Now, the reason why I did this is because the sensitivity scaling from the hip fire you see here and the sensitivity for the sniper are two totally different variables. So if you set your sniper sensitivity to 0.32, you'd move your mouse like 3 centimeters and you just spin forever. So I leave it kind of low just so it's a little more controllable, but that's kind of, again, personal preference. In regards to field of view, I have this maxed at 90. I would love an option to put it even higher. I generally run my games at 103, but as of right now, 90 is fine. It does the trick, no real concerns about that. For graphics, I run everything pretty low, but I'll get to that in a minute here. Audio, I keep everything pretty quiet. I prefer only to hear enemies and guns. That's pretty much it. So I keep my sounds pretty standardized. In regards to graphics, I run everything pretty low. So the reason why, so I run everything on 2, and then I run no shadows, no lights, no foliage, no ragdolls, no destructible environments, no map details. I have gun FX on and kill FX on. Now, I will say I do have kill effects turned off sometimes because some of the kill effects, especially the one that shoots the body into the sky, looks like someone's rocket jumping. And if a lot of people are using that, it's very confusing. I cannot tell you how many times I've been hard baited by someone's body just shooting into the sky and I flick to it thinking it's a rocket jumper. So if there's a lot of people using a kill effect, I'll have that on. But if you run into issues with like graphics and that kind of stuff, just turn kill effects off. Honestly, it's not a huge thing. I just have it on just because they're kind of fun. It's a cool thing. Now, gun effects I have on for a particular reason. So, if you have gun effects off, if someone's shooting you from behind, you will just hear the audio, but you won't see a physical cue for the bullet going past you on your screen. With gun effects on, you will see that bullet. So it just helps with, again, with the TTK and Aimblox being so low, it helps where if you're getting shot from behind, it can give you that extra like millisecond just to flick around and try and kill them. It's just more of a advantage kind of thing, if that makes sense. If you're running the gun without gun effects, you are putting yourself at a pretty big disadvantage, if I'm completely honest with you, because being able to see the bullets is quite helpful. And again, having it so you can see where people are shooting from and that kind of stuff is pretty good. Now there's one interesting thing in here. I run no arms. Now there's options for on, off, or no models at all. I don't run no models because I like to see the gun models. I just like seeing something visually. However, no arms, I highly recommend you run. If you go into game here, I'll show you. So let's say I am fighting, let's say I'm just fighting over here. And let's say there's someone up here I'm trying to shoot, or like they're sitting up here. I'm gonna shoot them like this, and I'm looking here, okay? Or I'm here, or maybe I'm over here, and I'm trying to shoot someone over here. If someone shows up and peeks me from this angle, this arm blocks the whole thing. Now, again, this is kind of a niche scenario. Like, don't get me wrong, this really doesn't happen that often, but it's enough where it's enough where it happens enough. Like, if I'm fighting someone here and I'm ADSing and then someone comes down here, it's just a visual thing. Again, it definitely helps in a lot of scenarios. If I'm just responding to the same place, I'll kind of go back and show you what it looks like. Yeah. So now if I'm fighting a person here, I can see everything here. So it just makes things a little easier. Now, a thing to note is if you go into melee mode, your arms do come back, but you can just take that off by just not holding F. But it is something I run. If you really want to run no gun model, you can. I don't really find a use for it. The gun models are pretty unintrusive in this game. Like, even the snipers are pretty small, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much. It's not really necessary, but I highly, highly, highly recommend you run no arms, just because for that odd time where your arm covers a doorway, you don't see someone. It's a very niche kind of thing, but again, I recommend running it. In regards to reticle, I run a dot crosshair. I run dot just because I've been using dot for like 15 years. I'm just so used to it. I literally cannot use any other crosshair at this point. It's probably a bad thing, but it is what it is. So I run dot. I run it at a 1 size. I have full brightness. I turn the transparency. I don't have any transparency on the crosshair. Obviously, I want to see it. And then I usually run cyan or I run yellow. I kind of jump between the two depending on the map. I know on like Mirage, the blue one's kind of hard to see in some scenarios because the snow kind of makes it difficult to see, so you can switch off to yellow or another color. Honestly, crosshair is completely personal preference. Again, I use dot just because I've been using it for so long and I'm just used to it, but if you're using another crosshair, it's not like you're going to put yourself at a disadvantage using a different crosshair. Realistically speaking, it's all personal preference. Alrighty, and there you have it. There are my Aimblox settings. If you guys have any additional questions or anything like that, feel free to leave any comments down below. If I can help you out, I will. I know there's a couple weird things with how the Roblox engine does the sensitivity compared to the Aimblox engine, and it's kind of weird sometimes. So if you guys run into any problems, be sure to leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to help everyone I can. And now, I remember a couple people asked a little while ago for a setup video. If that's something you guys are still interested in doing, I'll absolutely do that for you. Just leave a comment down below and let me know you're interested. I'd love to go over like my mouse pad, like my mouse and all that kind of stuff. That'd be kind of a cool video. Maybe I'll do some streams in the future where I have a hand cam or something like that. That'd be kind of fun to do. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. But thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to sub to the channel, leave a like on the video. I will have a bunch more stuff coming out in the future, especially a lot more gun reviews now and some interesting patches coming up soon. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to cover. So be sure you get subs so you don't miss any of that stuff. But yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.